Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. After a few months of inactivity, I am back with another video, and I have to say it feels really good to be filming again. It's been a few months since I last checked in with you guys. I've been really busy, mostly with school, some adult responsibilities, and some travels as well. So I actually finished my spring semester in early May, and I had a few weeks off before summer classes kicked in. I actually registered for 4 summer classes, which sounds like a lot because it is a lot. However, 2 of the classes that I was taking were 5-week courses, and they actually wrapped up a couple weeks ago. So that's 2 classes down, 2 more to go for the summer. My other 2 summer classes are 10-week courses, which is the entire duration of the summer semester. So I'm still working on those, but I have just like a few weeks left on those, thankfully. So, one of those 5-week courses that I was taking was college algebra, which I was surprised to learn I was not exempt from taking. I actually took Calculus 1 for my bachelor's degree, which is a level higher than college algebra. But I recently learned that apparently certain classes have like an expiration on them. For my school, it's 5 years. That is to say, if you haven't taken a math course in over 5 years, you're required to do so if your program of study requires it. And for me, it's definitely been more than 5 years. That being said, I do not recommend taking college algebra in 5 weeks if you don't already have a strong understanding of math because it was a lot of material to cover. I basically had an assignment due every single day, and each assignment had a lecture that went along with it. So I would watch the lecture and then I would complete the assignment, and each chapter had like 5 or 6 assignments assigned for it. So I would complete the assignments, and then I'd have to do a practice quiz, and then I'd have to do the exam for the chapter. And that was basically my life for 5 weeks. But after 5 weeks of nonstop algebra, I am happy to report that I did pass the class. I ended up finishing with an A, which I'm honestly very surprised about because it's been well over a decade since I last took a math course, and I was always really good at math, but I was really rusty at the beginning of the 5 weeks. I honestly would have been happy with any passing grade, but I got an A, so that's pretty exciting. And thankfully, my program of study does not require any more math courses, so I look forward to not having to take any math classes anytime soon. Outside of school, I haven't really done much. To be frank, I haven't really had any time to do anything else. However, I did get to do some traveling in the month of May. I actually finished my spring semester in Cancun, and that was a very memorable trip, but not for the reasons you'd probably think. Without going into too many details, I actually had a medical emergency on my first day there, which was a little scary. I am okay, obviously, and I'm doing well, but definitely was not expecting it. I did end up having to go to the hospital to get checked out, but thankfully everything came back normal. And I didn't have to spend the night. I will post a picture of me in the hospital here on the screen. At this point, I was already starting to feel better, which is why I'm trying to like give a thumbs up. But yeah, it was definitely a very eventful day. But like I said, I am okay and I'm doing well. I'm very appreciative to the medical staff. They're very attentive to the hotel staff, all very attentive. And I appreciate them all very, very much. But yeah, that was um, very unexpected, but it didn't deter from the rest of my trip. I did end up enjoying the rest of my trip. I just kind of had to take it slow and not overexert myself. But yeah, it was a very nice time. We stayed at a all-inclusive resort. It was my first time staying at an all-inclusive resort. And my favorite part was definitely a cafe that they had. It was 24/7, so I could literally pop in at any time and get a coffee. And funnily enough, the first place I went to after I got discharged from the hospital was the cafe because I truly believe that coffee makes everything better. It is the solution to all my problems. So later that month, I also got to travel to Guadalajara with my aunts. One of my aunts actually suggested we fly out there for the Memorial Day weekend, and it was a very pleasant trip overall. It was very hot, but not like the heat in Cancun. The heat here was a lot more tolerable, which made walking around the city a lot more bearable. We ended up buying a group tour through our hotel, and got to explore the cities of Chapala and Ajijic. And that was a very nice experience. We actually got to visit Vicente Fernandez's tomb memorial site. It's actually located on his family's estate, and it's open to the public. It's completely free. People can just drop by and stop by and see his estate, with the exception of like the family home, which I found very touching. It was a very surreal experience and definitely one of the highlights of the trip for me. But my absolute favorite part of this trip was these duck clips that I found. I had actually seen these clips like on TikTok. It was like a trend in Mexico or something, and I thought they were really cute. So I bought two and I clipped them to the baseball cap that I was wearing, and I wore them all day, which I'm very introverted. I don't like attention. I got a lot of attention and stares for wearing the duck clips, but I found that after I purchased them and put them on, I started noticing more people wearing them themselves. So it made me feel cool. It made me feel like I was on top of the trip. So, yeah, those were definitely my favorite part of the trip. So, on the topic of travel, I can confirm that there will be more trips this year. I do plan on vlogging. Every time I go on a trip, I do vlog it, but I do plan on vlogging and actually posting my footage this time around. In September, well, late August, early September, I'm going to Mexico again for the third time this year, for the Labor Day holiday. And it's actually my aunt's birthday, so we get to celebrate that as well. And then in November, I have a really big special trip planned with my boyfriend. We are going, well, I'm actually going to keep the location a secret for now, but we're going somewhere really cool. And it's going to be our first international trip together, his first time on the other side of the world. So I'm really excited for him. It's been a lot of fun getting to see him get all excited and like watch all these informational videos and try to plan stuff for us. So I'm really, really looking forward to our trip, and I know we're gonna enjoy our time out there. And yeah, that's basically all I've been up to these past few months. I've definitely been enjoying myself, enjoying life, enjoying my day to day, activities. But in the spirit of being open and transparent with you guys, I do have to say the past few months in particular have been a little rough for me. I have been feeling a little overwhelmed and kind of depressed over the past few months, which isn't necessarily something new. You guys know that I have struggled with depression and my mental health for many, many years. It isn't nearly as bad as it used to be. It's honestly probably like a fraction of what it used to be. And it hasn't interrupted my daily activities in any way, but it has been like a recurring feeling. And, when I sit back and kind of reflect on what exactly could be going on, what could be making me feel this way, I can't necessarily pinpoint it to one exact thing. I've been really open and honest with you guys about my mental health and have been sharing my journey here for quite some time. So I thought I would just kind of touch on the subject and give you my thoughts on, I think, what's been going on. I've worked really hard over the past couple years to get myself out of that depressive state that I was in. And I'm really proud of how far I've come. But at the end of the day, I am also human. And I think it's completely normal to sort of have these little lapses. And I kind of want to take this video as an opportunity to remind you, especially if you struggle with your own mental health, that it's completely normal. Going back to school has definitely been one of the best decisions I could have ever made for myself. And it has done wonders for my mental health. I mean, I'm excited and I feel motivated, and it's really sort of ignited this creativity that I've always had inside of me. Um, I think for a really long time, my creativity was just kind of dormant, but since starting these classes, I've quite literally been forced to think creatively. And, I feel that creativity not just when I'm doing homework or projects. I mean, I feel it in my everyday life as well. And that really is such a wonderful feeling because it inspires me to do things like this. And I love doing things like this. But since going back to school, I feel like I have been in constant motion. I always have homework. I always have homework or a project to do. And if it's not school, it's some other, adult responsibility that I have to tend to. And, after nearly a year of doing this and keeping up with it, I feel overwhelmed. Let me be clear in saying that school itself isn't necessarily the issue. I genuinely love school and I love what it is I'm studying. Most of the time, my homework doesn't feel like homework, and it's really fun and exciting getting to, design and work on the type of projects that I get to work on. But at the end of the day, it is still homework, and there are deadlines to meet, and sometimes it can just be a lot. I'm really determined to finish my studies by next May, but in order for that to happen, it means I have to take so many classes per semester, and it keeps me pretty busy, especially as a working adult. There are moments where I just kind of miss not having so much to do and having time to do the things that I want to do, that aren't related to school or adult responsibilities. So I started feeling this way around like mid-April, which is nearing the end of the semester. So final projects and all these final deadlines are coming up, and that overwhelming feeling just kind of started creeping up on me. And the thing is, when I get overwhelmed, my way of dealing with it is just not doing anything at all. I found myself not wanting to work on assignments even though I knew I had to. And then I would reason with myself that I could turn them in a day late because it would only knock off a few points from my grade. So it was no big deal. But that logic is a very slippery slope. And it's exactly that logic that in the past has basically led me to sort of just stop trying and give up. That feeling of being overwhelmed persisted into my summer classes and intensified, especially after I started taking my college algebra course. And it's just kind of been lingering, and it's been kind of difficult to navigate that feeling. I find that I have to constantly remind myself that things are going really well for me, and I would like for things to continue to go well for me. I can acknowledge that things are hard and overwhelming right now, but if I were to give in and self sabotage like I have done in the past, I would ultimately end up feeling worse than I already am. And it's usually at this point that I can kind of reaffirm to myself that no, that's not what I want. I don't want to ruin things for myself. I want things to continue going well for me, and this feeling that I'm feeling is temporary, and it's just part of the process. And ultimately I know that all the work that I've done up to now and will continue to do is going to be completely worth it. I think it's really easy to lose sight of the end goal, especially when you have so many different things going on. But I've made it this far, and I can't imagine throwing away all of this, all of my hard work, just because of the way that I'm feeling right now. I haven't completely shaken my self sabotaging tendencies, but I want to believe that I can. And I want to believe that I deserve all the wonderful things that are coming my way. I truly believe that. And that's how I've been feeling lately. Again, not nearly as bad as I felt in the past, but it is still something that has kind of lingered with me, and I'm just doing my best to sort of navigate through those feelings and get through them. I know I will get through them. I have in the past, so I know I can continue to do so. That aside, I do think that the weather has contributed to my overall mood as well. Um, I looked into it to see if it's a thing, and just like people can get depressed because of winter, apparently people can also get depressed because of the summer. It feels kind of silly to say that the summertime makes me sad, but I am not a summer girly whatsoever. I don't like the heat. I don't like the constant sunshine. I don't like the feeling of stepping outside and immediately getting all sticky and gross. It's just all so unpleasant. And, it truly makes me not want to do anything. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to cook. I don't want to do anything. And, it's only been getting hotter and hotter, but I can't really do anything about the season and the weather. It's just one of those things that has to run its course, unfortunately. I will say though, one of the things that has been making me feel better is the fact that I finally started getting Halloween and fall content on my For You page on TikTok. It's just an immediate mood booster for me. And I noticed that stores are starting to put out their fall and Halloween decor, which is really exciting. It's like therapy for me, free therapy, just going to the store and looking at all the decorations. My boyfriend and I actually went shopping last weekend and I made my first fall purchases. Um, I got this spooky, spooky Halloween decoration. I thought it was really cute. I'm probably going to put this somewhere on my desk for a little bit of, decor back here. And then I also got a candle from Bath and Body Works. I got the scent White Pumpkin. It smells amazing, very fall, very seasonal. Yeah, so I was really excited to see these things when I went shopping last weekend. So I am eagerly anticipating the cooler weather, just everything about the second half of the year, from like late August to New Year's. To me, it's just the best time of the year. It's so magical. I love all the smells and the decorations. I just love it. And I am eagerly anticipating the arrival of some cooler weather and more decorations. So I can't wait. This was honestly kind of a random video, but I just kind of wanted to check in with you guys and kind of catch you up on what I've been up to. I guess the TLDR version would be I'm a little stressed and a little depressed, but I am powering through and doing my best. And I know that this feeling is temporary and that there are so many wonderful things to come. And I can't wait to share all those things with you when they do come. And I hope you guys stick around if you want to, of course. And that is all I really have for you guys. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comment section down below. Please also feel free to follow me on social media. Instagram is my go-to, but I will make sure to post all my links down below in the description box. And yeah, that is all I really have for you guys. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.